I just watched an interview, I just posted it on Facebook, of Jim Carrey at the Icon Awards giving a little, red carpet interview like they do, celebrities. Excuse me. I'm fixing my bangle. I had a bangle made, personally. It's gold, silver, and copper. It is what Paramahansa Yogananda and the ancient Vedas recommend as a lightning rod thing for your body temple. By the way, I have a great jeweler, 9th generation jeweler. His last name means jeweler, and he's been a personal friend of mine for a long, long time, from India. If you're ever interested in having your own personal bangle made, I could refer him. So Jim Carrey's on the red carpet, and he does this kind of nihilistic, it's all nothing. This is absolutely false. Do you believe in icons? And he's a little harsh, maybe, or a little scary. Of course, the media will label it bizarre interview by Jim Carrey. Now, when you're really playing, when you're really going for real spirituality, you will enter these bardos, these dimensions, as you are learning to realize that as you think, as your mind projects, as your mind has the color slides in there, so you create around you. So if you have the slide that says it's all for nothing, I have a video called that. It's all for nothing. It's all meaningless. Or if you have this, so that then you'll have that experience. And if you have this slide that says, it's all too beautiful, it's all too beautiful, then you get that. Most of us as humans are not in touch or realize that we are the projectors. We are just the pure light of consciousness that projects the real I tied to reality around us. So if we're projecting nihilism, it's all horrible or it's all doom and gloom, you get to live that experience. It's like the Jim Morrison song, people are strange when you're a stranger, women look wicked when you're down. Yeah, because when you're in that mode, everything's dark. But when you're floating and you're full of enthusiasm, filled with God within, then everything is beautiful. It's all too beautiful. Part of the spiritual journey is you have to learn and realize, I am the chooser, I am the decider, I am the projector. Now, since most humans have been trained to be the garbage, the sinners, the pieces of shit, the slave animals, the dumb asses of the masses for a long time, when you're doing the real path, which someone like Jim Carrey is, you can end up in a place of nihilism for a while. It happened with Shia LaBeouf, who's if that's not how you say it, a young guy. When you're trying something real, it gets a little weird. It gets weird to the collective programming. What Jim Carrey's doing in that interview, I'll maybe link it here. Well, I can't on YouTube, but I'll do it when I post this on Facebook. He's just being real. He's in a phase of the colorless light of the emptiness of the nothingness, which is kind of like what some Zen Buddhists call the ultimate, reality. The colorless light of the emptiness of being. See, but even that concept, you're being conned and closed, pinched, like with forceps, by the concepts. The concepts are your slides. To learn this, you have to go through the heavens and hells, the bardos. In my book, I write about it, in the Listening to the Sun book. And in my little book called Shackled Gods, a book of verse, of universe, I call it, not poems, they would come complete. There you'll get a taste of this experience. And I'm not an avatar. I'm still learning. I have understood it. I'm in the phase of applying it into my body. I recently almost died about 4, 5, 6 weeks ago because of a huge upgrade I'm getting. This is the real game. Real spirituality is different than being a matrix person. It's very, very different. Many shamans die, as you've heard me say, in their initiation ceremonies. They don't make it. That's considered normal. We're all like, oh, that's a horrible thing. No, it's not. My shamanist looked at me when we were going to go hiking up into the glaciers in Asangate in Peru. I said, well, what if I die up there? And she goes, so then you die. You've done it before. This is different. Don Juan. You know, the real stuff. So on the real path, in my opinion, Jim Carrey's very sincerely on that real path. So he's at the Icon Awards, and he's talking about how this is ridiculous. Fashion is absolutely stupid. I'm wearing the most ridiculous jacket I can. Icons are bullshit. He's telling a little bit of truth instead of being goofy goofball. You know, maybe he'll survive instead of Robin Williams, who couldn't really break out of it. He had to always be that character most of the time. He tried some movies where he wasn't. So when you get on the real path, you are going to enter some of these dimensions of hopelessness, nihilism. It's all for nothing. What profit did it gain the world and lose his soul? And someone like Carrey, coming from a poor background, writing himself the $10 million check, having it happen, becoming a multi-breakout star, movies, comedy, whatever. He can do anything he wants. What happens at that level? You get faced with the deepest dark stuff around the crust of the pot. And then when he's studying with someone like Eckhart Tolle, he's going to face this stuff. The real path is you have to face the dark and the light. You go from everything is, look, here's a butterfly coming. Oh, it's a butterfly coming and play with us. I don't know if you saw him or not. Everything is beautiful, too. This is fucking nihilism. Why did God ever create me? Please don't kill me, God. Take me out of existence. I don't want to exist anymore. Life is torture. You will pendle between these polarities the closer you get. I call it, unless you're being spiritually bipolar, in other words, part of you is like, fuck this shit, I fucking hate all of it, god damn it. Why the fuck did you ever create me too? Oh my God, I am so filled with bliss and love. Unless you're spiritually bipolar at this time on earth, you're not fucking on the path. You're just a fucking zombie. Oh, Tobias, that's being mean. You're being kind of harsh there. I prefer my teachers to go, oh, dear ones, we are all made of the light, and here's your cup made out of a unicorn and a rainbow. Your coffee cup. I'm not making fun. I'm making truth, some heart. So, God bless people, all of us. God bless. Watch that interview and feel it. Is Jim losing his mind? Has he gone too far? What does your mind say? No, he's going through a phase. And in those phases, it can get really fucking dark. People kill themselves. There's that butterfly again trying to go, it's all beautiful. Just flutter by as a butterfly. Next thing you know, you've got a shaman, a dark shaman attacking you, sending you shit, and you're starting to see shadow spirits. Yes, it's part of the deal. How are you going to wake up? Even Jesus and all of them, they go to hell. They have to live through that stuff, sweat blood. You got to keep it real. Now, how do you keep it real? See, if you buy into these scenarios, if you go, oh, I'm a Messiah, I'm the reincarnation of Christ. This happens with ayahuasca, by the way. I've known 2 or 3 instances now of people thinking, oh, I'm the chosen one after they've been working with ayahuasca. The ego is tricky as a motherfucker. How do you keep it grounded? How do you keep it so you don't get lost in these bardos, these heavens or fake hells? How do you keep it real? One of the ways is to learn to sense, to not get caught in the spinning mind concepts. In that interview, Jim Carrey, in my opinion, is a little bit in the concept of it's all nothing. We're just made of photons. And obviously this is an illusion. Come on, fashion awards. Can you think of anything more shallow? He's right. Icon fashion awards is ridiculous. Image, it's all about the image. Look at Khloe Kardashian's fucking ass, her butt. It's let's worship the ass. That's how shallow most of our society is. We're mesmerized by Khloe Kardashian's ass, or money, or fake plastic surgery, or giant fake disgusting looking lips. A little bit of plastic surgery is fine. I might do it in my lifetime. But you don't turn into Mickey Rourke. God bless him, and he's got such a heart. Or Michael Jackson, or whatever. You keep it balanced. How do you stay grounded and balanced? There's a bunch of methods. One is, put your feet on the ground. Feel them. Sense it. Sense the earth. Talk to the earth. Get grounded. Literally fucking put your feet in the sand or on the grass and sit in the park and watch your breathing. Just notice the in and the up breath. In breath goes up your spine, the out breath goes down your spine. All this crazy 9-ring circus of it's all for nothing, it's all an illusion, or I'm the Messiah, or any other spiritual polarity bullshit that you're going to be tempted with. Jesus was, Krishna was, all of them, Buddha was. They're all tempted by this stuff. The ego will throw all the shit it can on the wall to try to hook you. That's the game. And there's nothing wrong with being seduced. You can go spend eons trying to be a god. There's many lokas, location, Sanskrit word, that there's many gods. Are they true avatar freedom source? No. But they're gods. They can materialize stuff, you know. It's black magicians that can do all that. There's a particular giant black magician on this earth that has been running the whole cabals. He will be removed. It's part of this timing to being removed. But he has a job to play. He has a role to play. You can call it Satan, the devil, Lucifer, whatever. But that's a whole other thing. I'm not going there, God. Now, see, I censored myself. Because there's a right time to tell certain things. Otherwise, my throat will close up if I speak too much too soon. Right? I've given source. Please use me as an instrument. I don't know enough of myself. I don't feel I'm God. You know, yet. I'm not an avatar. I'm learning. I'm a baby. Like Jim Carrey. So we're going to fuck up. We're going to be egomaniacal for a while, or nihilistic for a while, or you're going to pendle between the two. But how do you stay grounded? Earthing is a good way. Spending time with nature, with your dogs. You know, some people need the military. Some people need to raise kids. It keeps them from becoming drug addicts. I got to live for the kids. Whatever it takes, depending on your personality. I prefer to use a method that Shiva showed me about 20 years ago that I call the inner body awakening, where you learn to sense inward and feel your body. Your light body, your etheric body, your coat of many colors, your dream coat, your multicolored dream coat, the etheric body, the astral body, the heavenly body, but you get conscious of it. Instead of being lost in the wilderness of pain, thank you, Jim Morrison, lost in a wilderness of pain. All the children have gone insane. Yes. If you get lost in the creation and forget that you are in contact with the Creator inside your spinal column and brain, you can get lost in the wilderness of pain. And Jim Carrey may be experiencing that in that video. We're using him because he's such a public figure. We're all mesmerized by celebrity, you know. Not everybody, but the vast majority of the sheeple people, masses, asses. Right? So it's a good example. Thank you, Jim. Love you, Jim. Keep going. But get grounded. Get grounded. You feel your inner body. InnerBodyAwakening.com, if you're led to it. It's an ancient technique. I'm not the originator of it. I've put it in a pretty good, not being ego, but keeping it real, pretty good meditation that's 18 minutes long. It's 23 minutes long. The first 6 minutes describe it. Shiva showed it to me. It's an ancient technique. Eckhart Tolle talks about it in his book, The Power of Now, Feeling Your Inner Body. Why? Because when you give the mind a job to do, it's like giving a neurotic dog exercise or a ball to catch. Labradors are nuts. Just throw the ball for them all day long, an automatic throwing machine. It'll help them calm down, relax. And when you calm down and relax, you're not prone to getting stuck in these circular whirlpools of hells or barters or heavens. False heavens, false hells. They're all false. Ultimately, there is the nothingness, everythingness together. But that's a concept. When it's a concept, it's not the real experience. The experience is what the inner body, feeling your inner energy body helps you stay experiential. One full conscious breath. Feel my solar plexus. Put your attention on your root chakra. Feel the energy going down the back of your legs, down into your feet. I'm doing it as I'm talking it to you. Now, I've done it a lot, so it clicks in really quick with me. This is what I teach on the courses, too. You got to be grounded, or else you flame out. It's like a rocket out of control. We used to call them, one of my teachers called them spiritual casualties. This can happen. You go off into la-la land. Oh, I'm a god, I'm the next. There's several Christs walking around on the planet that have hundreds of thousands of followers. They're sure they're the second coming of Christ. Happens sometimes on ayahuasca, too. People go, oh, I'm the divine instrument to help bring the new heaven and the new earth. It's like, oh, God, please, no. Not another one. Keep it fucking real. Sensing your body from the inside. The body's real. The sun is real. It's a coalescing of something real. When you get really real with it, it starts to melt into light. That is true. But that's just a fucking concept. Making it happen for real is a whole different thing. Don't get caught in mind concepts. Sense. You can't, like right now, you can just put your attention on your spine. In your spine. Wow, I have a spine. You can't feel it physically, which is an interesting paradox conundrum with the spine, right? Because it's the most sensitive half-inch of fucking just fiber optic cosmic cable. But you can sense it with your attention. You can notice it. I have a brain and a spine. Feel it. Sense it. Another way to stay grounded is to be completely fucking honest with your emotions. Now, most people think you crazy, volatile, too emotional, too reactive. So just become an artist, and then they can put you in the artist box. Oh, he's an artist. You got to stay grounded. InnerBodyAwakening.com is my version of an ancient Shiva technique. When humans first fell on Earth and got disconnected from being as natural as dogs or little kids, sensing exactly what's happening without too much fucking mind fuck and thinking about it. When that happened, Shiva created a bunch of techniques to help beings to come back to source. One of them is feeling your inner body. I recommend it. If you're interested in more of this stuff, join me for the webcasts. Sundays, tobiaslars.com. Just look down in the center of the page. It says webcasts here. You can register. And there we can be a little bit more real. I'm being pretty real here. Hopefully you don't need an emergency to wake you up. An emergency, right? But sometimes we do. Sometimes we do. The real spiritual awakening game is totally different than weekend warrior. That ain't gonna cut it. 1 in 7 and you don't go to heaven. I went to church 1 out of 7 days. What'd you do the other 6? 1 in 7 won't get you to heaven. It's an all-time process. It's being conscious, being the witness or the observer all the time. It's not work. To me, it's a fucking blast. Consciousness is so much more fun than stupidity or unawareness, unconsciousness. All right. Much love. Hopefully this took. So the real process is different. You'll put your life on the line, and you'll put everything on the line. That's just how it works. Get real to heal. Okay, ciao.